Okay, ready? And action!
Hi everyone, I'm Rayvon Redding.
And I'm Allie Mannion. We are honored to be the Walt Disney World ambassadors and represent our incredible cast members during one of the most exciting times in our history. Mickey, are you sure this is the shot you had in mind?
Oh gosh, looks like my creative vision's kind of tilted. Camera one, can we steady that shot? You're a little askew.
Gosh, sorry, Mick. I took some artistic license there. I call it Rayvon leaning right, or Allie at an angle.
Well, that's pretty creative, pal. But what do you say we shoot straight with this one?
Okie dokie.
Thanks, Goofy. Allie and Rayvon, when you're ready, and vertical, let's get on with the show.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. And I'm Allie Mannion. We are honored to be the Walt Disney World ambassadors and represent our incredible cast members during one of the most exciting times in our history.
There's so much happening around the Vacation Kingdom as we honor 50 years of Walt Disney World Resort with the world's most magical celebration, including right here at one of our favorite places.
Since 1988, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa has set the Disney standard for approachable elegance, welcoming families to a picturesque place that blends Victorian charm with a practically perfect amount of Disney magic.
Look at you taking notes from Mary Poppins. And as we come to you today, the magic is transforming accommodations throughout this grand resort, including soon-to-be extended array of Disney Vacation Club villas.
We'll share a little peek inside the grandest of those villas later in the show as we look to the promising future of this beachside resort.
But first, let's talk about its storied past, as nobody knows more about the history of this place than the visionaries who helped create it. Disney Files magazine editor Ryan Marks sat down with none other than Disney legend Wing Chao.
For 37 years, Wing played a vital role in designing and developing many of your favorite Disney destinations around the world, from cruise ships to theme parks to resorts, including this one. Wait, what's happening?
Well, I call this shot the alley-oop.
I think I might be sick.
Me too.
While we let things settle down,
Sorry, Allie.
let's join Ryan as he sits down with a living legend, one of my best pals, Wing Chao.
Wing, it is so great to see you. Always a pleasure to spend time with you, my friend. Thank you so much for doing this.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Good to see you too.
Let's jump right in. I would imagine that one of the great design challenges of creating a place as elegant and refined as the Grand Floridian in the middle of Walt Disney World is to strike a delicate balance between that refinement and playfulness that people come to expect from Disney. How did you approach striking that balance and avoid that risk of becoming perhaps too formal for a Walt Disney World vacation?
Victorian architecture could be serious, could be very heavy, but we said no. We will use some of the details, like the brackets, around the corners and all the railings, but our decorative railings are much lighter and but they have different shapes and so on. But in terms of the interiors also, that we want to use lighter colors, more soothing, for your eyes. So we use the light green, we have blues, we have terracotta colors, we have peaches. So all of these are very softer colors. And also then we say, okay, that's for the parents, but for the children, the playfulness, that's because we're Disney, so we're able to do that. And we always want to make sure people know it's a Disney hotel. So therefore, we always incorporate, the Disney brand, the Disney characters, the hidden Mickeys, we call them. We put them in the stone patterns. We put the characters in the fabrics. We use some of the furniture design or some of the fixtures will have some Disney, characters or, elements that people can recognize.
Wing, you have been such a creative force behind so many of our favorite Disney places, and I'm sure each of them is special to you for unique reasons. What makes the Grand Floridian specifically special to you?
I joined the company in 1972 in Florida, and of course worked on our theme park side of business. We were not designing hotels then. So that was the first one myself and many of the Imagineers were involving with. And so was the beginning. So I have an emotional attachment to this hotel. And then later on, continue, from 1988 on in the ensuing years. We're just so fortunate, to be able to work with so many hundreds of talented Imagineers to design and build, 40,000 hotel rooms around the world for Disney.
Well, Wing, you are absolutely the very definition of a Disney legend, and I always treasure our time together. I so appreciate you taking this time to visit today. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you so much. I thank you for inviting me, and it's an honor, it's a pleasure to spend the time with you.
There's a new way to be welcomed home at the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Soon, you can enjoy elegance and comfort throughout a full range of new and refreshed accommodations. And since this resort is right on the shores of the magic, excitement is always close by. A grand legacy continues when you return home to turn-of-the-century luxury year after year with Disney Vacation Club.
Welcome back. If you're a big Disney fan, and I trust that you are, you probably know that Walt Disney famously said, you can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality. Representing our incredible cast is the greatest privilege of being a Walt Disney World ambassador. Our cast members deliver world-class service throughout the Vacation Kingdom, and those service standards feel particularly grand around here. So let's go to Allie, who's with one of the great leaders charged with maintaining and elevating those standards, Cosmo Kapoor, the general manager of Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. Let's join them in the resort's Beauty and the Beast-inspired Enchanted Rose Lounge.
Well, Cosmo, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's talk about our cast members. You've had the opportunity to lead cast members in your over 25-year career here at Disney in a variety of ways. But cast members here at the Grand Floridian, they always impress me, and I'm always so proud of the work that they do. What's so special about your cast members here?
Well, it's so true, Allie. What you're saying is so very true. I had my personal experience with what the cast members are all about in this resort. So 4 years ago when I came here, and I worked plenty places in our company around the world as well, what really stood out to me was we were celebrating our 30th anniversary, and we hosted a small dinner for our cast members. And I was blown away because there were 60 plus cast members who have been here since day one, since 1988. What makes them stay here, obviously, is their sense of belonging, sense of family, sense of pride. I tell our cast members all the time, what makes this the Grand Floridian is really a hospitality that we display up here. And hospitality is really broken down into 3 different H's. We have honor. We talk about sense of pride. We are the flagship up here. The second thing we talk about the cast members is humility. We want to make sure that our cast members are humble and treating each other with respect. And last but not least, my favorite part is have some humor. Have some fun while you work here. When we deliver this kind of legendary service, we also need to show we're having fun. So when we're having fun, the service really comes from the heart. And that's really the success formula for our resort up here.
Absolutely. And every job that must be done, there is an element of fun, as Mary Poppins does say. So that is incredible. And now you're getting to welcome more Disney Vacation Club members home than ever before here at the Grand Floridian with this expansion. So what does that mean to you and to your cast members?
Well, we're honored and we are humbled that the trust has been put in us through, adding an additional portfolio here at the resort. As you know, the Grand Floridian Villas has been a very popular destination, which obviously, again, creme a la creme of our DVC portfolio. And as we go into this next year and a half, obviously the pandemic has been tough last 2 years, but as we reopen locations, we just reopened Citrico's, which is a whole different experience with the Mary Poppins storyline. The electrical water pageant, the 50th celebration. There's just so much this resort has to offer. The Magic Kingdom walkway. Now you have an additional convenience just to walk over to the Magic Kingdom. If you're a health and fitness person, now you have this beautiful trail that you can go back and forth and put 2 miles on your health and fitness routine for the day. The spa recently opened, the Grand Floridian Spa, which has also been very exciting for us. I think as we add this portfolio from the Vacation Club, there's a lot more offerings that are coming. And I think I wish our guests would come and enjoy all those additional facilities and create better memories for the better tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Well, I can't wait for you to welcome them home. And thank you so much for joining us today, Cosmo.
No, it's my pleasure. Again, nice seeing you, Allie.
Welcome home. I'm Stephanie Halsey, here to answer some questions we've already received from members as we expand and refresh our Disney Vacation Club accommodations here at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, as this is one of the most iconic Disney resort hotels on Earth. Ideally positioned just a quick boat ride, monorail ride, or leisurely walk from Magic Kingdom Park. So it's no surprise that more of you than ever are looking to call this place home. So let's dive into your questions. First question, where at the resort will new Disney Vacation Club accommodations be located? I love this question, almost as much as I love the answer. They'll be in the Big Pine Key building, right here behind me on the shores of the Seven Seas Lagoon. And if you're in just the right spot at Big Pine Key, you may even see some Magic Kingdom fireworks. Okay, next question. What type of accommodations are you building? Well, first, I should tell you that I'm not building anything. It's been made very clear to me that I am not to touch the power tools. But the qualified crews who are hard at work here at Big Pine Key are filling the building with new resort studios that comfortably sleep 5. They're a great complement to the vast array of villas already available here, including deluxe studios, 1 and 2 bedroom villas, and a 3-bedroom grand villa that you'll peek inside later on in the show. So whatever size accommodation your family needs for a particular vacation, you'll find it here. I should mention, by the way, that all of the existing Disney Vacation Club accommodations here at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa have been refreshed. So these new resort studios won't be the only accommodations that look new. All right, looks like we have time for 2 more questions. With the development of new accommodations, will Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa now be home to 2 different Disney Vacation Club resorts? That's another really good question. The new accommodations now in development at Big Pine Key will be part of the existing condo association for the villas at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and will have the same deed length as the original villas that opened back in 2013. So whether you've owned here for years or just purchasing a new ownership interest now, you'll be part of the same home resort. Okay, last question, and it's the money question. What is the price per point? Well, the price per point is $207. Some special offers are available for a limited time, so be sure to visit DisneyVacationClub.com/member savings or check in with your guide for more information. And if you happen to be in the neighborhood, feel free to stop by our daily open house here at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. We'd love to show you the new look villas. You'll even receive a little gift just for stopping by while supplies last. Well, our director is doing this behind the camera, so I think that means I'm out of time. But before I go, I just want to say thank you. Like so many cast members, I have the pleasure of working my dream job that simply wouldn't be possible without you. All of us at Disney Vacation Club look forward to seeing you around the neighborhood and welcoming you home for decades to come.
Oh, you're back. Did I mention the Big Pine Key building is near a super chill pool? I made my way over here because I thought I saw Allie. Turns out it was a duck. While I'm here, I figured
Excuse me, did you really just compare me to a duck?
Oh, there you are. And I meant that as a compliment. You know, they call ducks the ambassadors of nature.
Nobody calls them that. Anyway, it's time for the next segment, the peek inside the Grand Villa. You want to set this one up?
What should I say?
How about you just read the teleprompter?
Wait, there's been a teleprompter this whole time? That would have made things so much easier. We go now to Grand Villa where Ryan March is joined by Disney Imagineer Shawn Moore.
Beautiful space. This is what, a 3-bedroom grand villa. So sleeps, what, 12 people?
12 people.
I was about to say this is bigger than my first apartment, but that's probably grossly overstating my first apartment. The truth is it's probably about the size of my current house. I'd love to hear a little bit more about the storyline of this resort and how it kind of blends that Victorian era of the turn of the 20th century with modern day.
Yeah, I think that's a big question that comes up quite a bit. And with the exterior of the resort, we have the Victorian architecture that you have there, but our resorts live in modern day. So as we step into the interior, it gives us that flexibility to update fabrics with a room refresh so that we can bring it into modern day and kind of meet the needs of today's guests, which is ever evolving. You know, technology involves, everything involves. So that's what gives us that flexibility. And with the overarching story here at the Grand Floridian, every resort we have that overarching story. We're starting to bring in the Disney Enchanted Gardens with the Princess Stories. So what we've brought in is, as you can tell with the fabrics, we've brought in the garden feel. We have the bluebird that you saw at the entry, which you'll see in numerous locations around the resort. You'll see it in the new guest rooms. You'll see it in Citricos. You see it in Enchanted Rose. Throughout the resort, you'll see that bluebird.
And that also opens the door to tell a lot of very familiar Disney stories, right? So we see the penguins from Mary Poppins in the lobby fountain here with our villas. We see touches of Mary Poppins Returns in Citricos. So how much fun is that as a designer to be able to bring those elements in?
It's great, and especially to tie it all together. As the DVC resort had here, we had the penguins in the fountain already, and then we started bringing those little elements in that you see within Citricos. You see some of the Mary Poppins Returns attributes in there with the blues, the cherry blossoms. So you'll see some of that, and you see some of those hints here as well. You'll see some of the cherry blossom inspired fabrics and some of the wall coverings, and along with more of the color palette that we have going throughout the resort.
There's so much layer of storytelling in Disney design. I would imagine that as a designer, that's particularly fun when you're designing for Disney Vacation Club members, knowing that these families are going to be returning multiple times a year for decades to come. So they are much more likely to pick up on a lot of these details.
They are the ones that really pick up on the details, and especially because they're not just staying at the Grand. They could be staying over at Saratoga Springs, Old Key West. They go all over, so you get to see all of that. So that's what's great about it, is as we layer in those stories, they see it all over, and you just have to keep layering and layering so that each time they return, you pray that they find something new, something they missed the last time. Because that's the whole experience when you're here at Disney. You want to see what you missed the last time, because you can't possibly take it all in one day.
Well, that wraps things up. We hope you've enjoyed our celebration of the past, present, and future of this truly grand Disney resort.
On behalf of everyone at Disney Vacation Club, Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and all cast members here at Walt Disney World, thank you for joining us. Mickey, anything you'd like to add?
Why, sure, Allie. So long, everybody. See ya real soon. Goofy, oh, please don't touch those.
Huh, I wonder what this one does.
Goofy, no!